Okay. If you can see me, give me a little message or something. Well, g'day everybody. This is Critical Thinking. We're in Antarctica, as you maybe some of you have watched the live stream from Will Duffy. And right now, many thanks to Will Duffy. He's created this final experiment, and he's done such a fine job. It's turned out well. And Will Duffy, thanks very much. And wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. Now I'm going to bring in my guest. You may have seen Mick before, and his prediction is the sun would not set. So it's a bit difficult to see with these glasses on.
I'm
but
here. I'm outside, so I can show you where the sun is here in Brisbane, Australia.
Yep.
So let's pick up the computer here. Hang on a second. So the sun is very high up in the sky for me. There it is there. And that way is north, and that way is west. And so that's and the local time now, 2 p.m.
So around 2 p.m, it's 1 a.m. here at Union Glacier.
Yeah.
And the sun is behind me, and we see it to the south.
I see it too, yes. And so so far it looks like you were right and I was wrong. And so
yes,
what we need is still 24 hours. Like you need four solid days of nothing but sunlight.
Yeah.
You might get, and you know, the thing that Will said earlier, because I was watching along with Will on his channel just before, and it certainly does totally negate the AE map, doesn't it? It definitely
certainly does.
Yes, it definitely does. The Gleason's map is in the toilet.
That was your favourite map, Mick. What are you going to do?
Well, I might tell you a bit more about that when you get back.
So,
there is more to that.
Yeah.
But I won't mention that just yet.
So you have said that you'd open your mind a little bit if you were proved wrong about this sun.
Yeah.
Is that still the case?
Yeah, certainly. And so what it means is that I'll have to go back to believing that all the NASA stuff is all real, and you know, for now at least, I don't know, until there's more evidence for something. But this is certainly strong evidence that the sun doesn't go down at the South Pole.
So there are some people that are, just let me interrupt for a second, sorry. There are some people that are probably unfamiliar with the situation. So as Mick has appeared on my channel a couple of times, he's a friend of mine who's a flat earther. And Mick's prediction was that the sun would set, and Mick was 100% sure about that. Isn't that right?
It is correct. Yes, I said it. I said it to you many times that I was very certain, and I was wrong. Right.
So all I was looking for, I'm not asking you to believe about NASA or anything like that. All I really would require was you to open your mind and listen to the arguments, not just blindly believe, because none of us blindly believe, and that's all I'm asking of you. So do you think you can handle that?
Sure I can.
So you're only small on my screen there, so I can't see. You got tears or anything like that?
Have I got? Yes, I can't cope. What's happening is I'm having the most massive tantrum that I've ever had in my life. I can't cope. I'm not coping.
So is that real, or you're just being funny?
For me, it's you know, I'm allowed to be wrong. I'm allowed to be wrong about things, and so
Yes.
everyone's allowed to be wrong.
Yeah. So
So this just means that there's more to it, and of course I'm very much looking forward to seeing all the analysis of this trip. Like, there's going to be some amazing video footage, like the 360 camera that Dave McKeegan's got, for example. That's going to be sensational footage, and
yeah.
it'll be
So
the first time we've ever seen it, you know. So this
yeah.
is it might not be the way that I thought it was going to go, but it's still a great trip and I think about as independent as it gets, I have to say. You know, I'm very pleased to be part of it. Like, I know you personally, so I know that you're definitely not a shill. That's funny.
So
And
the thing,
neither am I, of course.
but the point here that I would like to make is that
Mm.
even when you're so sure that you cannot be wrong, really, you got to consider the possibility that you may be wrong.
Oh, I certainly did consider the possibility. Certainly I did. And it's only that from what I had figured and, you know, thought and read and learned, that I suppose I did put a bit of faith in the AE map, and that is out the window for me now. The Gleason's map is no longer valid to me. So just
Yeah.
confirm that.
So yeah, we had discussions long about the Gleason's map, and you were very adamant that it was accurate. So
Well, no,
now
I
you
said
can
it was
see.
probably the best thing we've got, but I also said it's not the entire truth because there's a bit more to it, and it's on the map, and you have to know what you're looking at. So it'll take a bit of explaining. But anyway, as far as a model of the Earth, the realm that we live in, the Gleason's map is disproven by this final experiment. If there's a 24-hour sun for the 4 days that you're there, the Gleason's map can't possibly work, and it's thoroughly destroyed.
Yeah. So as far as I was concerned, the Gleason's map was thoroughly destroyed before this. When
Well, this confirms,
you
doesn't it?
we yeah, as far as with everything, I tried to point out to you about some of the measurements and things that made the Gleason's map not workable. So
Yeah, and I wouldn't
maybe.
listen. And I'm sorry, CT. I apologise.
Wow, that's big of you. That's fantastic. Thank you.
Well, you know, it's not easy to be wrong, but
No, it's not.
I'm wrong this time. I was wrong. I was. You were right. I was.
But yeah.
Well,
I
no,
got it.
that's so it's a big deal. This is a great big deal. I mean, it really is. It's, as far as I know, this is the first time this has ever been done by a group that is independent totally. You know, like, I think it's a fantastic thing, and big thanks to Will again, by the way, that for the trip that he instigated and put together. It was a massive thing, and good on you, mate. You've done it. You proved what you
Yeah.
set out to do, and I'm very glad to be part of it. To be honest, it's a great thing.
Yeah.
So, DT, thanks to
So
you as well.
yeah. So the person who's keep on repeating that message about tell Will Duffy to turn off his chroma key. I got the message, okay? You don't need to repeat it anymore. Now,
See any comments on this screen?
So what do we got? So we're talking about, I don't know whether you can see in this, because I just got a very small picture, but the scenery is absolutely breathtaking.
Yeah, it
Uh,
looks incredible, truly.
and
I'm way jealous that you get to go there, and it's really an awesome thing.
it is awesome. I'm just going to pan around a bit. So this still is, even though this is not the Union Glacier camp, it's still part of Union Glacier, and this like just goes on for miles and miles, and mountains
Mhm.
around. So there's some people that's were insisted that we had already pre-recorded this in the Arctic. They don't know anything about the geography of the Arctic and the Antarctic. There's
I
no
didn't
mountains.
think anything like that. I know that you're there and you're live and it's real. It's that those things are ridiculous to say.
Ah, right. Let me try and get. I got to get in the shade and try and get my goggles off and read the screen. Hang on a minute. As I can't look out to the snow.
Oh, I can see the comments. I just clicked on comments.
Right.
Uh,
Okay. So, anyone here got any questions for me or Mick? And we'll deal with it. Can we repeat the measurements? Yeah, sure. Yeah, no worries. It'll be repeated.
well,
So
we've
what's
still
my
got
next?
4 days worth of data to collect yet. Three and a bit days.
Sorry, say that again.
Oh, the experiment's not over yet, and
Yeah.
you still got it. There's a lot of great stuff to collect yet, and the sun probably won't set. I'm convinced that it's going to go around you in a circle. I think that's what it's doing,
Yeah.
and I'm looking at it. We've got pretty overcast conditions today, but I can see it like where it is. It's right up real high in the sky, like that sort of angle from me. That it's up there. And that's basically west. Where my arm's pointing is to the west.
So also, I get somebody saying to please turn my screen on the side. I've explained this before. YouTube has a problem. It will not let me record with my screen on the side. So I look the right way up to you, don't I?
Yes, you look fine to
Right.
me.
Right. So they got that's why when I cannot at the moment until I sort out what YouTube's trying to do, I cannot put my screen on the side. Right. Have we been held hostage by the soldier penguins? Haven't seen any penguins. This is not penguin country here. The penguins are on the coast. So which way are you guys flying out? Somebody says, well, we're going back. I'm going back the same way I came in. So I'll also be repeating my weight measurements. And then we've got a lot of other measurements we're doing, as you heard. We've got some experiments going on. So those things will be documented over time. The most important thing, of course, is the 24-hour sun. We're still recording that. I know we haven't gone 24 hours, but the sun has no sign of going in a direction to be below the horizon or even below that mountain, which is why we've got this we've got this spot here. Okay. So a lot of talk about the green screen. I'll definitely talk to Will about that. And
This is a real brick wall, by the way. This is not a green screen. This is a real wall. It's actual bricks.
So hello from Los Angeles. Yes, we didn't see the digits on your scales. No worries. I'll do another measurement. And says, are you going to get some sleep? And no, probably not today,
be way
tonight, or
behind.
whatever you like to call it.
You're going to have some serious jet lag when you get back, I think.
Yes. So
Yeah.
everybody's going back a couple of days before me. And I don't know, maybe I can get to change my flight if we get back. The reason why we don't go back straight away is because we could be stuck on Union Glacier because of weather. They can only fly here in good weather. So they tell you don't book an aeroplane flight to go back straight away. So I didn't.
Oh, wow, really?
But yeah. And so okay.
Have you still got me? Checking.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, good.
And says Greg from Zilmere wants to know what suburb you are in, Mick. You can either say or not say, whatever you like.
North side, say 20 minutes from Zilmere. And
So, could you please give us some info that couldn't be shown during the summer solstice? Just to shut up, because I don't know what kind of info you're talking about. So I'll do the scale thing again. I'll do it live again, or I'll take a picture. But yeah, it was reading 1003.76 thereabouts. So we've got the date or news from today. So we've got that covered in terms of, we can't be anywhere else, right? We're live streaming from Antarctica. There's nowhere else in the world that's like this. And we also got that covered with when we left Punta Arenas, I should say it properly, Punta Arenas. When we left there, the Elizabeth bought something at the airport, and she's got the receipt. And they filmed the receipt at the airport, and they're going to film it again here. So, I mean, any flirt who says that we're not here at this time, I think they need a reality check. Even you, Mick, believe that we're here?
Even me. Even me. I believe that you are there live talking to me right now, and we're looking at the sun. It's right there. Yeah.
So I'm sorry about the can't super chat. That YouTube doesn't allow that for me yet. But I do have a GoFundMe that's open. That I still would like some donations to help with the enormous cost of this trip. It's an enormous personal cost to me, and I have to thank all the people that have helped me out with this. But yeah, so I've got to make my channel bigger before YouTube will let me take super chats. So this is the sun I see here is the same one you're seeing in the sky there. We're going to prove that with taking photographs of sunspots, and we see it to the south, which means
you see it to the south. I see it to, like, if anything, to the north, but it's right on the west line. I'm using my iPhone compass.
So
It's directly above west to me.
If you do look at it, you'll realise that this works perfectly well on a globe.
Well, it must. So I'm just telling you what I can see. The sun is there. It's currently 2:30 in the afternoon here.
Yeah.
And to me, the sun is, like, I was looking at it earlier today at midday. It was, I would say, directly over my head. To me, my shadow was hardly out of line with myself. So the sun was directly over my head at 12 midday, and now the sun is up there, and it's right on. I've got my iPhone compass here. That's my only compass. Hang on.
All right. Somebody wants me to do the weighing live now. Just let me see if I can do it now.
Oh, am I running the show now? Now there's north like that, and that's, you can see that. Oh, you can't really tell. But anyway, the sun is right on west, and to me it was directly above my head at midday and has moved directly, from my point of view, from east to west.
So I've got to do the measurement again because your green screen was turned on. They say you had the chroma filter on. No, so it didn't get the number. Yeah. Sorry. So I just got to turn on the scale, and you can just tell me if you can see this when it's.
Yes, I can see. 6.67. It says.
Huh?
It said 6.67.
Yeah, that was just the numbers testing. So you got to see 1003, 74, 75. It's a bit difficult because the floor's moving. So that's why it's jumping around.
Can I just ask, what does the lid do? Putting the lid on.
So it's moving around because of the floor moving. So I'll repeat it again when it's more stable. But is that okay?
What is what? Yeah. Okay. Can you hear me? Have you got me? I can hear you, CT, but can you still hear me?
Yes.
Oh, you can?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I've got you.
Yeah, it was very noisy inside.
Yeah, and the floor wobbles around because it's a timber floor.
Yeah, well, no, I don't know, it's timber, but it's, I don't know exactly what it is.
I wonder what it is, yeah.
But it bounces a lot.
Yeah. And can I just ask, what does putting the lid on do when you do the weighing? What does the lid do?
I mean, it's pretty useless with a bouncy floor, but a puff of breeze can affect the weight the same way. So if I don't put the lid on, like if you've got a little bit of wind or just somebody breathes on it, can make.
You could be a little bit of wind any time, really, couldn't there?
Yeah.
Shouldn't be making fart jokes on international TV.
So who won the election, Trump or Harris? Trump.
Yeah.
Somebody's asked Robert Silverman. He said, "Please explain why the weight is different." So I like to refer you to the many videos that I've done on the subject, and basically, the weight is different because the Earth is rotating, and because it's an oblate spheroid. So those two things. Somebody made up this WGS 84 model. I calculated what the weight should be according to the rotating and oblate spheroid, and the weights turn out to be very similar to the prediction. So gravity is not the same. Somebody says gravity the same. No, it's not. You have to also factor in the height. The higher you go on a mountain, so we are in fact 700 meters above sea level here at Union
Oh, good. I was
Glacier.
wondering that. I was wondering your elevation, 700 meters.
700 meters, and so it
Wow.
will weigh a little bit less than if you were at sea level. Plus, also, as you go towards the equator, there's more mass, and you're getting further away, so it will weigh a little bit less because of that. So how do I retain calibration? The scale retains the calibration. I don't do that. The scale is that type of scale holds its calibration very well. Unfortunately, they don't make those scales anymore. So that one I've got is a gem, and I hope it doesn't break. But I've, of course, you got to be careful because I usually carry the scale in my carry-on. But now I'm experimenting a little bit more. Trying to work out what will actually break the calibration. I know it's silly, but I just want to know how much I can knock it and whatever. But I've been to Thailand with that scale. I've been other places, and like I said, carried it in my carry-on to protect it a bit. But it's retained its calibration very well. Let's trade some gold in Antarctica. So the way I use the scales is not the way everybody else will use the scales. They will calibrate the scale at each location, which you've got to do. Otherwise, you'll run into this effect that I'm measuring. So gravity is slightly different at each location. And they want to know, am I doing this call again when it's... Somebody said here, scales do not hold calibration, intellectually dishonest statement. Well, actually, when you've done as many measurements as I have, I will accept any valid criticism. Once you have done the measurements and taken the numbers, then I'll listen to what you say. But until then, you can go jump in the lake. What do you think, Mick?
Yeah, I think this has got to be a turning point in the whole flat Earth globe argument. Like we're getting more evidence. Like I would like to think that the side that I'm on of all this is the side that has an open mind and can accept different evidence that went against, it certainly goes against what I previously thought. But it's the evidence. You can't argue with it. So I change my thinking. When I get evidence for something different, I change my thinking. I don't keep thinking the same.
Okay, that's very good. And somebody else also asked, all right, I will plan to do a live stream with some of the other Wolfpack members. I know Hugh Jars is very keen, so yes, I'll get that
good
sorted.
Name. I like that one. Good on you, Hugh.
I'll get that sorted, and we should be able to squeeze another live stream or two in before we leave here, because this is the most important observation, and believe it or not, my conversation with you is very important, and so I wanted to get I wanted to get this out of the way.
Well, I'm keen to do another one, of course, like maybe, I don't know, whenever you can, like 2 days' time or something.
Yeah, somebody wanted it to be at your night time. And that's okay. I will think about it. I'll see what my schedule's like and see how I go.
Daytime's always much better for me. I'm not a night owl these days. I'm in bed by 8:30.
Yeah. Somebody says, please show 4 fingers. Have I got 4 there? And tap on your hat afterwards.
Well, as a flirt myself, I can tell you that CT is definitely in Antarctica. He's live with me on Sunday afternoon, 15th of December, 2024, and it's 2:30 p.m. And the sun for me is over there.
I'm not sure my time. I'm not sure the time here. We've already. That's your time. We're in Antarctica, and Union Glacier time is UTC -3, so it's 1:35 a.m.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll put I'm able to do it now. Look, I haven't put a GoFundMe in the link before because it had very limited access to the internet. When we were here at Union Glacier, we set up the Starlink on our special camp. That we reserved the internet just for the live stream camera and for Will's talking, so I wasn't able to do any editing or anything. So I'll fix that up. I'll put a link to the GoFundMe, and yeah. So sorry about that, but we'll get to it. And how do you know direction? Somebody's asked. Well, that's a good question.
I like
There
to
are
use
many ways to know direction, and the way I did it today is I've got a GPS, and we can talk about that later, Mick. But I got a GPS, and I walked along a line of longitude, and that's south. And the other way that you can determine what the direction is picking out certain geographical features or landmarks and knowing where they are in terms of latitude and longitude. You can work out direction. So,
I think a
yeah, that's
compass
how
is
we.
way easier.
Huh?
A compass is way easier than that.
Yeah, but it's way more inaccurate. So that's the problem with the compass.
Righto.
Yeah, I can show you. But anyway.
I have to accept that now. I have to accept at this point.
Okay, so this is the question: are the accommodations comfortable? Does everybody have private rooms? So we're staying in a tent, 2 people to a tent. Toon's in the tent with me, and here we're our special camp. I think we're all going to be sleeping in this box that's behind me here. So because Toon will be doing a live stream soon, right? He's after me. So he's getting ready for his live stream. He's going to live stream through what's called solar midnight. So that's when the sun will be directly south. Now we've got a mark on the ground is south, and we'll be looking at the shadow at what will be worked out as solar noon, which I think is around 2:30. And that's yeah. So that'll be happening. We won't I don't know whether Toon is going to do a demonstration through his live stream, but he will be. It will be a focus of his live stream because right now, even though it's 1:30 in the morning, the sun hasn't swung around quite to the south yet, not quite due south. So somebody says, yes, longest shadow is at solar midnight. Yes, it is.
Comes directly to my
So,
west. Just checking on the compass again.
yeah.
The
So
sun is
I'm staying in.
directly to my west, and that angle.
Somebody said use a UV filter. I saw the comment roll by before. Use a UV filter and show us the real sun. So we've got better than a UV filter, right? Most cameras already have a UV filter on them. So we've got better than that. We've got a solar filter. Many people here got solar filters. That's not me. Somebody asked, where's Toon? There, you just found him.
Are you talking to somebody?
I've got 700 people, and there's Mick. And
Hello,
Mick,
I'm in Brisbane, Australia.
All right.
and I was saying, what are you going to do at Solar Midnight? Are you going to do anything special?
We're going to do a reverse Eratosthenes measurement. Instead of when the shadow is the shortest, we're going to measure it when the shadow is the longest and go instead of toward the equator, we're going to go toward the South Pole.
So there you go.
And since it's
Well,
longer,
interesting.
we can get better precision.
Somebody said hi, McFlatty. Have you seen McFlatty?
I saw McFlatty did a video
Yeah.
from did you hear what he called that town?
No.
Anti Arena.
Oh,
It's Punta Arenas. He's not very bright. All right, see everybody.
Right. Well, I guess that's about it, hey? Like, so far the sun doesn't look like it's setting for you. Like, I'm sure it'll set for me.
yes, it will for you. That's what the globe predicts. Yes.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like it will for you. So again, it proves you were right. The globe model is correct about this.
Yes. So all right. Yeah, the scales thing. Somebody else can explain that. And I'll probably do it again back at the other camp because not such a bouncy floor back at the other camp. Half the battle with the scales is finding a good spot. Okay. I'll pass a message on about the green screen. So, all right, we'll wrap this up soon. Any other questions? Oh, that's a good one. I like that one. Hugh Jars says, Mick, if CT was right, do you get that he was just trying to help?
Oh, sure. Yes. And yes, good question, Huey. This all started for me and CT when I was at his house. I'm an electrician and I was there to do electrical work at CT's house. And we got to talking, if you remember, it started with the dietary stuff. And I hope that's still been a good thing for you, the change of diet. And then we got on to conspiracy theories. Do you remember that day?
Yeah, I do.
Table? And so, well, that's where it started. And then the email conversations kind of started from there. Hey, and so it's been about a year of that now, maybe not quite a full year. I'm not sure of the emails, just now and then. But, you know, as I said before, this is a major turning point in the whole argument between the globe model and the flat Earth model, or the non-mainstream model. You know,
Yes. So somebody's asked a request. We did this early on in the show. You, Mick, show the sun in the sky, and I'll show the sun in the sky.
Okay,
For the
I
benefit
can, yeah.
for the benefit of the latecomers.
All right, sure. Well, I've got my iPhone compass right here. You can't really see it on the screen, but I'm looking for, so north is directly behind me now. The sun is directly to the west. It's I would say it's exactly on my west line on my compass here, and it's still quite high in the sky. We've got overcast today. It's 2:45 p.m. So it's still quite a while yet before sunset here in Brisbane, Australia.
Right. There you go.
Yeah.
So then on that, you were talking about that day, then we started talking about this. You were talking about conspiracies, and I said, not everything is a conspiracy. And you said, well, yeah, name like what? I said, the Earth's not flat.
Yeah, and it was a big surprise to you that someone that you knew was a flirt. I've been a flirt since it was about May of 2021 for me. And so again, I'll say that, like, just to clarify, this final experiment trip is certainly a turning point, a major turning point in the thinking and understanding about what the Earth is, the Earth that we live on or in. We've still got to deal with a few things, though.
I can help you with that.
The fact that water is flat.
I can help you with that.
We'll talk more about crepuscular rays and the angles of the lines that you can take a photo and you can draw the lines on the photo to the light source. So we'll have to analyze that. And we'll also be analyzing, CT, the fakery of NASA. You've still got to address.
Yeah, we can talk about that later.
So we'll be talking about all of those things. But what we won't be talking about anymore is the AE map, because I think that it's now totally destroyed. And when we do get together, I really want to meet you for a coffee, or even we could, you know, Mrs. Mick and Mrs. CT could go out for dinner or something. You know, that would be good. We could certainly do that.
That
We'll
sounds
go to the
cool.
Bell. Let's go to the Bell at Woody Point.
Yeah,
Hey?
yeah, that sounds very good.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll need to talk about those things. But I was going to say that the AE map, the Gleason's map, there's more that I want to tell you about that, but I'll save that for another time.
Yeah.
I won't talk about that just now.
Yeah. All right.
There's
I
more
think
to
I
it.
can wrap this up now.
More to
Yeah, 745 viewers. Thank you, everybody.
Wow, thanks, everyone.
This certainly, the final experiment has certainly stirred things up a bit. Okay, great to have you, Mick.
Yeah, sure. Very
And,
welcome. Thank you for having me, CT. It's been really fun. And we're not finished yet. We've got three more days yet.
No worries. And the third day,
good.
we're going to get another 2 days of fine weather by the looks of it. and then it may cloud over
Yeah.
after that. So we're
Well,
making
gee,
hay
it's
while the sun shines.
definitely. I was wrong about that too. I predicted nothing but cloud, and I was thinking of frightening wind rather than small amount of wind. I was thinking of really frightening wind, but
Yeah.
so far it's not windy and doesn't look that cold. It's a bluebird day, as we would say in snow skiing.
Okay, I'll sign off
Well,
now. Bye bye, everybody.
hey, bye everyone. See you soon.